All right, let's dive right in. We're going to go on an incredible journey deep inside the human body to meet some real unsung heroes. I'm talking about the ones working around the clock to keep you clean and healthy. Yep, we're talking about your body's amazing cleanup crew, the excretory system. So, here's what's on the agenda for our little mission today. First, we'll talk about why we even need a cleanup crew. Then, we'll get our official mission objective. We'll meet the two super systems in charge and figure out how to keep them clean. Then it's your turn to be the scientist, and we'll finish with a quick mission debrief. Sound good? Let's get into it.
Okay, first stop, your body's cleanup crew. To really get what this is all about, let's just start with a super simple question, something from our everyday lives.
Seriously, have you ever really wondered where your body's trash goes? I mean, think about it. Your body, it's like this incredible busy factory, right? It's taking in all this stuff, food, water, and using it to make energy to build you up. But just like any factory, it makes waste. So what happens to all that stuff? Where does it go?
Yeah, exactly. Like, picture this. You've just finished a game of football, you're super thirsty, and you chug a big glass of water. Or maybe you've just had some delicious ugali and sukuma wiki for lunch. Now, your body is amazing at grabbing all the good stuff. You know, the nutrients, the energy, but it can't use every single bit of it. All that leftover water and the waste that comes from using that food, it's got to go somewhere. And that is the job of this cleanup crew.
Okay, so every good scientist needs a clear mission, right? And our mission for this explainer is super specific. In fact, it comes straight from your official grade 7 curriculum, from the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development.
And this is it. This is our target. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify the parts of the human excretory system and describe their functions. Pretty clear, right? That's what we're aiming for. So, mission accepted.
All right, mission accepted. So let's meet the cleanup crew. There are two main super systems that are responsible for keeping your body clean and healthy. They're a team, but they each have their own special job to do.
So, who are they? Well, the two main players are your skin and your urinary system. Now, I know what you might be thinking. The skin? Really? But yeah, you'd be surprised. It plays a super important role.
So let's talk about the skin. It's actually your body's largest organ, which is pretty cool to think about. And when you run around, play football, and get all hot, what happens? You sweat, right? Well, that sweat is mostly water, sure, but it's also carrying out waste products like excess salts and a little bit of something called urea. So, yeah, every single time you sweat, your skin is actually helping with the big cleanup job.
But, okay, while the skin is a fantastic helper, think of it as the sidekick. The main hero, the real water processing plant of the whole operation, that's the urinary system. This is where the real heavy-duty cleaning goes down.
So let's follow the journey of that waste step by step. First, it all starts in the kidneys, where waste gets filtered out of the blood to make urine. From there, it travels down these tubes called the ureters. Then it gets stored for a bit in the bladder. And finally, it exits the body through a tube called the urethra. Let's take a closer look at each stop on this tour. Okay, first stop, the superstars of the show, the kidneys. You've got two of these amazing bean-shaped organs, and their main job is to be the master filters. I mean, think about this. All the blood in your body passes through your kidneys over and over again all day long. Their whole job is to pull out the trash, the waste products, the extra water, and turn it into urine.
So once the kidneys make the urine, it has to go somewhere, right? That's where the ureters come in. These are basically the transport pipes. They're two little tubes that carry the urine from the kidneys down to the bladder. And the bladder? It's basically a temporary storage tank. It's a stretchy sac that holds onto the urine until, it's time to go. And that brings us to the final part of the journey, the urethra. This is the exit pipe. It's the tube that carries the urine from the bladder all the way out of your body. And just like that, the cleanup job is done. System works.
So this whole system works incredibly hard for you 24/7, without you even thinking about it. But we have to remember to take care of it. So what happens if we don't look after our filters? Why does keeping them clean matter so much? And this is really important. Your curriculum actually points out that it's important to learn about common kidney problems and what causes them. Why? So we can understand how to keep our whole excretory system healthy. The goal isn't to scare you with diseases, it's all about one word, prevention. Taking care of your system now is the best way to avoid problems down the road.
Okay, you've learned all about the parts and what they do. So now, it's your turn. Time to put that new knowledge to the test. It's your turn to be a scientist. All right, here's a super simple but really effective activity for you. All you need is a piece of paper and a pencil. I want you to try and draw the urinary system. Just do your best. Draw the 2 kidneys, the 2 ureters, the bladder, and the urethra. Then label each part. And for extra credit, use some arrows to show which way the urine is traveling. Go ahead, pause right now, and give it a shot.
And we're back. How did it go? Hey, it doesn't matter if your drawing looks like a masterpiece or something else. Just by trying, you helped lock all that information into your brain. So awesome work. Now, let's do a quick mission debrief and see what we learned.
So, let's nail down the key takeaways. Number 1, your body has 2 main cleanup crews, the skin and the urinary system. Number 2, the urinary system itself has 4 main parts. Can you name them? The kidneys, ureters, bladder, and urethra. 3, the kidneys are the absolute master filters for your blood. And finally, and maybe most importantly, keeping this system healthy is just so crucial for your overall health. Mission accomplished.
Okay, I'm going to leave you with one final question to think about. Now that you know all about this amazing system, this cleanup crew that's working for you all the time, what is one simple thing you can do every single day to help it do its job better? Give that some thought. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and we'll catch you on the next one.